All right, welcome to the Mound City Council meeting. It's Tuesday, January 13th. We're in the council chambers. Can we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have our agenda. Does anybody have anything to add to that?
No changes here.
No? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, that passes. And now we're going to go to public comments. If anybody wants to make a public comment, come on up. Yep. Welcome. Just give us your name and address, and you got 3 minutes.
Hi, Council. Tyler Piper. Hi, everyone. 5504 Church Road. Just wanted to make this very brief, not really a comment to the council, but just in general. I work in Minneapolis and have been kind of privy to some of the ICE action, so I just wanted to say that as a resident of this state, I'm just kind of abhorring the current state of treading on our Fourth and First Amendment. So just wanted to be a citizen of Mound to put that on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? All right, hearing none, we're going to go to our presentation section. So Orono Police, you want to come up? And you can give us an update on activity in Mound. Welcome.
Evening, Mayor, City Council. Going through the December activity report for Mound. We had 99 calls for service in Mound for the month of December. Mostly they're nothing out of the ordinary that we handle. Some theft reports, it's a hodgepodge there, some swindles, some scams, some issues that were more likely transaction over the internet issues. So that's been being handled. We had quite a few medicals I see, and then a few more welfare checks than we normally handle, and then some assisting other agencies in mental health calls. So that was kind of the brief overview of our activities. Nothing was really stood out, and nothing really caught my eye when I went through them all. So,
Okay.
other than that, we do have new officers starting now in the week of January 26th. That'll be our next hire coming on. He's coming to us from Wayzata. He was a CSO for Wayzata, so he'll be starting with us right around the 26th. He should be on. We have one on FTO yet. Hopefully he should be finishing up here soon and getting out on solo patrol, so we'll be able to fill that position. And then we have 2 more being backgrounded, looking to start them mid to later February, and 1 in April. So that's the only reason for that, is to not burden our FTOs. We have only like 5 or 6 FTOs, and we got 3 starting, and it's quite a heavy process for them to get through all the trainings they need. Just want to remind the Mound citizens, remember, keep the cars off the street at night so that the plows can. We've been doing our best to get out there and keep them clear and notify people if we can, just to get them to move them off the street. But in order to get from curb to curb, we need the cars removed. The chief's been being briefed regularly on the situation in Minneapolis, and I'm sure, Mayor, you've got the report on that. But currently, the situation is just being monitored. MPD, Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, and other state agencies, and 100+ National Guard MPs are monitoring and taking care of that situation. As far as Arnold PD, unless other officers are in danger in Minneapolis, we are going to stay around our communities and serve our communities, keep them safe. We may end up helping and assisting adjacent agencies that may require some help because they may have some targets in their area. But other than that, we're going to stay local and make sure we take care of our area. And then just We are still looking for, we're still out, getting ready for our polar plunge on January 31st, I believe?
Yeah.
Yes. And just looking for participants or donations. That's what we're still working on there. And then we're also just gearing up for our year of training and our year of community events coming. So
Is Chief Forniak jumping again with his family?
I don't know. I'd assume he would.
Are you?
No. No, I'm not. I'm not a cold weather guy, so. But, no, yeah, we're looking forward to it. That's always been fun, so.
Yeah, it is.
But any questions?
Does
Any?
council have any questions? All right, thank you,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, the fun stuff. We got Mayor for the Day presentation, so since you showed up first, Gwen, do you want to come up? And what we did here is your principal emailed the top 3 Mayor for the Day essays in your whole class, I guess, or grade, right?
Yeah.
So congrats, first of all, on that. And I can't remember his name now. I have it here somewhere. Weston is not able to be here tonight, so we'll try to figure something out for him. But I appreciate you coming out, and if you want to give us what you would do if you were the mayor.
Okay. Have you ever thought of having a kid as a mayor for a day? You probably haven't, and that's okay. But if you ever come around to it, vote for me. To start off, I think that a good mayor is kind, considerate, and has good judgment. People vote for these kinds of people to be mayor to run the town for them. I think that a mayor should be helping in all ways possible, including making the community happy, hearing them out, and making sure their ideas come to life. I think a mayor's day-to-day life is simple but complex. My life is also simple but complex. I think I have very similar traits that make up a good mayor. If I were a mayor, I would start plans for an indoor-outdoor swimming pool and water park somewhere in Mound. This would make people happy, which is one of the things that makes a good mayor. The people would be happy to enjoy their time, either indoor or outdoor, and it would bring people in town. I know that it would be hard to get funding for it, but in the end, it would be worth it. You could also charge an entrance fee to get in and or for certain rides to make a profit off of it. You may think right now it's probably not a good idea to have kid mayor even for a day, because they would just do fun stuff for the town, nothing that actually matters. Well, I'm not going to be that way, because I would like to do 2 more things that actually help the community. My next idea is to improve the town is to do something about the water quality. My thoughts on improving the water quality is to provide filtered water to people or provide filters for the water. This would make people more confident in living here and knowing that they wouldn't get sick from drinking the water. The individuals would also not be paying for bad quality water anymore. My one last thought and idea I would make come to life while being mayor would be to put some public restrooms and drinking fountains in the general area of parks and beaches. I remember a couple of years ago, I was at a park and I needed some water because I had just played tag, and there were no water fountains near the park, so we had to go all the way back home and get some. By the time we were ready to go back, we all didn't really want to anymore. What I'm trying to say is that if you have public water fountains and restrooms near parks, kids won't have to stop all their fun to go home and get a drink or go to the bathroom, and then come all the way back to resume. This would also be a huge convenience to parents too. I would also make sure that the restrooms and water fountains are clean and safe to use.
Good.
Very
Thank you.
good. Good job. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, Talia, you ready?
Do you think you have what it takes to be a mayor? I think I do. A mayor's job is to keep the city running smoothly for the people living in it. A mayor has to think of the safety of the people living inside of it. For example, crosswalks and sidewalks are a safety issue in some states. The mayors have to step in to make us feel safer. Being a mayor would probably mean a lot of meetings. I think that I would be able to handle that. If I were a mayor, I would add more roundabouts instead of stoplights. Stoplights are designed to slow down traffic so that it's safer. A roundabout is better because everyone is moving and not at a fast pace but not at a slow pace. A roundabout helps traffic to run smoother and faster. Roundabouts are also safer than stoplights. In stoplights, people can run a red light and possibly get in a crash. In a roundabout, everyone can go and at their own time. If I were a mayor, I would also have a station close to sidewalks with water bowls for dogs. To unlock the water bowls, which would be secured, you would have to pay a quarter. Dogs would not be thirsty, so owners wouldn't have to bring their dogs home for water. They could just get water on their walk. This would also be a chance for the town to get money, since a lot of people walk their dogs. Even if it's little money, every coin counts. The final thing I would do if I were mayor for the day is I would put speed bumps around the crosswalks so that when people are crossing in the crosswalks, the cars would have to slow down and or stop. The people would be safer because the cars would have to slow down before the crosswalks so they do not hit the speed bumps. People are already supposed to stop before a crosswalk, but I've been seeing some people run crosswalks and can accidentally hit pedestrians. In summary, I think I would make a great mayor for the day because I think of the dangers of the roads and how we can change that. Sometimes it can feel unsafe to cross on a crosswalk when people are speeding by. My thoughts can help people mentally and physically feel safe. Roundabouts help so that everyone can move safely at one time without bumping into each other. Stoplights just slow you down and can be frustrating. You won't want your dog to be thirsty, do you? I don't. Dogs need water and they don't usually get them on their walks. This station will be helpful for not only the dog walkers, but also the town. It's a win-win. Dogs get water while the town get money.
Awesome, thank you.
Can you give us your name? What is your name?
Talia.
Thank you, Talia.
So, we had a 4-hour workshop yesterday, the five of us. And, some of this came up, I guess. The water, we're working on that. So we are, and actually, the reason why they're turned off at the parks is because it has manganese in it. So we can't let it go until we filter it. So we are working on that. And the crosswalks, I will say, that's one of the first things I ran on, is that I wanted to put in that crosswalk, over by Caribou, where you come in there through downtown. Now you can press the button and you can get the nice flashing lights and whatnot. So, but yeah, more to come hopefully with some of your ideas there. So we appreciate you coming out and saying that. So I do have a certificate for both of you guys, and if you would be so kind, if you want to do a picture.
Jason, watch your mom. Or Mayor.
Just a little bit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Just go like this.
Try not to photobomb.
There.
Yeah, stick around and you guys are good readers. Thanks.
Thank you. That crosswalk was a good deal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very dangerous.
It was, yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, next up, we got our consent agenda. Does anybody have anything that they want to talk about on there? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve?
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Herrick,
Aye.
Councilmember McEnany,
Aye.
Councilmember Castellano,
Aye.
Mayor Holt.
Aye. All right, all that passes. So if you're here for anything on the list there, it is passed. All right.
Thank you.
Number 7. We don't have any public hearings. No old business. New business.
Wait a minute, are we not reading the consent agenda?
Oh, sorry. We just changed our agenda, so I'm kind of new to this. We just approved all that.
I was wondering the same thing, but I just figured I was out of the loop, so.
Well, I mean, for transparency, I feel like we
Yeah,
still
let's,
need to
okay.
read the agenda.
Go ahead and read it.
So, but we usually do, just since we're talking about it now, I mean,
Yeah.
don't we usually read them and then approve, or is it?
Yes.
Yes.
We
I usually say, does anybody
itemize
want
it and then
poll
approve it.
Or talk about it, and then I said, yeah, does someone want to go through it? They
Yeah.
usually read it, yeah, sorry.
I mean, the reason we read it is because
Yes,
prior, we didn't read it and there was no transparency,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
people
it
are
can be
listening.
read now, and then the minutes can be adjusted.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't need to reapprove.
No.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right, there's a lot of them. Who wants to read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
Motion to approve A, minutes of the December 9th, 2025 City Council regular meeting. B, approve payment of claims. C, approve resolution 2601, approving acting mayor for 2026. D, approve resolution 2602, appointing city council members as representatives of the city council and committees and commissions for 2026. Approve resolution 2603, appoint deputy city manager Leila Imahi as the acting city manager for 2026. F, approve resolution 2604, appoint field officer Andrew Drilling as assistant weed inspector. G, approve resolution 2605, designation of the official depositories for 2026. H, approve resolution 2606, designation of the Laker as the official 2026 newspaper. I, approve resolution 2607, approve the selection to not waive the statutory tort limits for liability insurance purposes. J, approve resolution 2608, public lands permit for 4801 Island View Drive for improvement in Devon Lane Row and Devon Commons. K, approve resolution 2609, sale of general obligation bond series 26AI. I, approve 2026 commercial kennel license to Orono Police Department. And finally, M, approve gambling permit at Gillespie Center on behalf of the West Tonka Community Food Shelf.
All right. Thank you for that. So now we're going on to new business, number 9, and we have, the title says Carnival Burns Lake Minnetonka Area Cities Legislation Representative Proposal. So what this is a group of us mayors got together in the area. Do we have them all on here? Wayzata, Woodland, Deep Haven, Greenwood, Tonka Bay, Orono, Long Lake, Minnetonka Beach, Minnetonka, Mound, and Spring Park. There were, I know, at least one more that is on here, but they did not get their council to go for this. Minnetonka Beach last night just approved the proposal, and I think it was either Greenwood or Deep Haven. I'd have to look that up, but those, they're on board too. So what this is we had a meeting, and actually it was with our senator over Zoom a couple weeks ago, and this overview where it says kind of our 3 points that we're looking for. Partly how this got, we all kind of came together is, for one, this missing middle bill, this housing bill. So the state wants us to, or some people at the state want us to do an accessory dwelling units and this and that. A lot of the stuff that we've already done, and it's already in our comprehensive plan. So there's, I think it's the representative from Burnsville is pushing this, who they've offered, I guess she's offering to meet with people too. So we want to make sure that we protect our local control. We just spent money on our comprehensive plan. We just amended our comp plan. We've already looked a lot of these things that they're trying to do. We're a small town, we're fully developed. It shouldn't really affect us per se, but it could. Now, one of the things is we're a city of 400 is what the number they gave us anyway. Now, once you get over 10, and I don't know if we ever will, right? We're pretty developed, but let's just say if we get some huge development or something, say we somehow get 600 more people, then we'd be in the 10,000 plus group. Minnetonka, us, and I think Orono, again, Minnetonka, Minnetrista, and Orono, and then potentially us, maybe down the road, are the ones. And if you have 10,000 or more, then you have even different rules, which are less favorable to the cities, in our view. and again, when I say our, I mean, all these mayors, we all agree. We don't really want this coming down on us, so. That's, I guess, number one. Regional infrastructure, these were kind of jogged around a little bit. That is, I think, a good thing for us because we want to make sure, remember, we've talked about hiring a lobbyist before. They're expensive. We were looking at one, what was it, like 30 grand or even more than that, when we were just spitballing it. We didn't even like interview lobbyists because we decided not to, but what this proposal does is it hires a lobbyist on behalf of all of these cities for these 3 items is what we're trying to do. The third one is build a statewide coalition to advocate for property tax reform. Now, how that came about is a lot of the assessments and, you know, the county and how they come up with your property tax probably needs to be worked on and amended. And we've had a few people come to our meetings in the past, you know, say you're on the lake, you're on a townhome, and your property just went up 20%, and that's a constant theme over the years, right? So now all of a sudden you can't afford your house anymore. I mean, I know of people in other states that they have, whether it's the county or the state or whatever, they have different rules on, you can only go up so much per year, or, you know. And I know there is some of those based on income limits and stuff at the state already, but so we just want to kind of rethink of, you know, what we're trying to do here. A lot of that third item probably wouldn't really be in effect per se this year, but hopefully next year. The local control thing, that's coming. From what we understand is they're going to push one more year, and if they fail one more year, then it's hopefully killed, which would be, again, all the mayors are out there, we're all on the same page. It's kind of funny, it's like, why are you pushing this on us? We don't want it.
Yeah. Well, we've been fighting this for the last 2 years.
We have, yeah.
So I'm glad you guys did
Yep.
this.
And then, of course, the regional infrastructure, in our view, is water treatment plant, right? So this does kind of checkbox that lobbyist in a little aspect, because again, the lobbyists can be lobbying on behalf of all these cities. But we will make sure that they know that that's one of our goals. So what the split is, it's 60 grand. There's an admin fee of 5,000 that Orno would take on. And then the difference, so Mound, they did a 75% on homes and 25% on tax capacity for the formula. And so we have 36 homes. And with that, we're looking at about $7,607. Now, that number is if every single city signs on. So one drops out, you know.
Is that divided by, you know, then it would just kind of, that for, like, let's say if one of these cities is out, then that, let's just say it's Spring Park, $831, then we divide that up by that formula percentage probably?
Yeah.
And just figure it out?
It'd be the 75-25, we just
Yeah.
take them out and recalculate everybody's deal. Now, the other mayors are emailing, like as they're having council meetings, they're emailing us. And I'm on, you know, the email, so again, I know Minnetonka Beach last night, he said, we're in, but then he put, we're in for whatever his number was, right?
Yeah, we're in for that amount.
1,229. Well, again, so what this is saying, this is what we're shooting for right now. We want to, you know, shoot this to Jesse and our attorney and come up with, you know, whatever they got to do to work this out as a coalition. And we're looking for approval, I guess, not to exceed that number. And if let's just say 2 other cities drop out and we got to come back and it's 10 grand or something, then we do want to talk about it again quick.
So we would have to like revisit it and reapprove a different amount?
We are going to approve, this is just kind of really a direction to staff anyway. Nothing's going to happen, we're not writing a check today, but they're going to go and work with the other city administrators and city managers. Come back with an official, you know, resolution, and then we would do a motion for that. Probably hopefully at our next meeting, probably most likely the first February. You know, they gotta get down there, and it's gonna be a short session this year, so we wanna start getting going on this, but we understand that all these cities have to kinda get on board, you know, so.
Mayor,
Yeah.
help me on this cost sharing calculation. So the number of homes, we've got 4,436, and we're at $7,607.
Yep.
How is that so much more than Orono that has 4,013 homes, and they come in at 3,469?
So there, you see where it says the X there? They're getting a credit of $5,000 for the administrating all of
The
it.
tax capacity?
Uh,
We're gonna say negative 5,000.
Oh, right here. Oh, I got it. Okay.
So because they're, I mean, we're gonna have, obviously, Jesse and our attorney's gonna work on this like every other city. But once this gets up and running, Orono's gonna be kind of the main city that's running it, and so they get a break on their.
And is that why they have the X here, because they're the
Yeah, it's X, and then
administrator?
you can see emit admin fee, $5,000.
Uh-huh.
So that gets taken off of their deal. So theirs should have been 8,400.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like while Wayzata has more tax capacity, we're still paying quite a bit more than them. It's just the other parts of the formula that kind of put it all together, I guess.
And,
A lot
you know,
fewer homes.
Yeah.
they, you know, I talked to a few of them, plus, you know, the whole group, and, you know, if we don't agree with this, let's talk about it and say, hey, we don't agree with the formula, and now, again, there's already someone that already approving it.
Well, I mean, thank you for doing all the work on this too. I'm just curious, like because it's all happening kind of quickly, like you said, the session's coming up and everything, but how did you guys all kind of land and agree upon like this person, or was that like a big
Yeah,
part of it
so-
or not really?
Yeah, two people kind of led the way on this.
Okay.
I think it was a Deep Haven. Am I doing that right?
Like if you guys were all
Or
confident
was
in
it
this person,
Greenwood?
I mean.
I can mix the two up. Deep Haven, okay. And then his wife or something was having health issues, so then the mayor of Wayzata kind of stepped in a little bit more, and kind of ran with it, and I've talked with him. You know, the whole group seems on board. I know Shorewood, she couldn't get her council on board with it, I guess. Or, I think she's still hopefully gonna present it, but.
I don't see
it
Excelsior
didn't-
either.
Yeah, Excelsier's not on there. That's the other one they weren't even on the meeting at all. so.
What were their reasons for not wanting to participate?
I don't, it wasn't, they didn't go into the whole thing. They
Okay.
just said,
Just
it doesn't
curious.
sound like my council's interested right now. You know, they got Highway 7, they got other things going on too that they're trying to work on, but, what does this get for us if we're gonna spend $7,000, right? If they can help us kill this missing middle bill, that's worth $7,000, done.
Sure is.
Right? If they get us anything, or extra help, or in front of the right people, in a minute here, we're gonna talk about a letter to the governor, we're gonna send for the third year in a row, that we wanna get $15 million from the state. If that helps that a little bit, gets in front of us, right, you know, I'd say, Jess, reach out to the governor, set up a meeting with me. If you can't get it, it doesn't work. You send a letter, and they say we got it, we're gonna do it again, but, you know, for $7,000, if that works, great. And then the property tax reform, again, I think that's probably the least exciting for us in Mound, because we've had, first of all, we kept our levy very tight. It was the third lowest in kind of this whole area. And then, you know, Wayzata, I mean, I think their average was like 22%. I mean, they got smoked this year. You probably hearing about that. So I'm glad that we kind of changed. I think the order was a little different at the beginning, and the infrastructure thing was added. So I think that's a good thing. I mean, all three of them are good, I think, for our city. And it's not us paying $50,000 for a lobbyist. We're joining other mayors in the area. And I think that's a good, when you have, especially like a tight coalition like that, and you have a senator and a representative that listen to you, hopefully. I mean, they are, but hopefully their vote follows what we're telling them to do.
What's the term of the agreement? Let's see.
What's a what? Oh,
Is it a year?
it's a
Then
one-year
we
deal.
annualize it?
with that hope or the expectation of 3 years.
And
But
for those.
next year, if we don't want to do it, we don't do it.
Okay, and they're thinking in 2 years?
3
Would
years.
be 3 years
3-year total deal.
to
But-
kill this bill, is what I'm,
Oh,
you
this
think-
is what they said on this call is, this is from the senator. They said that they're gonna try one more year.
Okay.
But it's not, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe they'll push it and maybe they can modify it enough where it actually makes sense and it won't be that big of a deal for a lot of us, but,
Well, and for those of you who haven't read this bill, the missing middle bill, the name is completely misleading. What it's really doing is crippling cities from having their own ability to govern.
That,
For-
from like
for lack of a
zoning on,
better term.
like zoning on down.
Yeah, zoning is
Crazy.
killing us, so it's not good for cities who are trying to take care of their residents and keep our city as beautiful as it is.
so from what I heard, there's 2 bills. I don't know who introduced each of them, but one was kind of the old bill, right? The one that we've seen for a couple years. The other one was more like more friendly to like developers, but it was more friendly probably to us too, if that happens. So maybe they merge the 2 together and figure something that actually kind of makes sense, and then maybe they can say under 10,000, you're exempt, and then we don't care anymore. I mean, we don't care, the state, the
But
rest of the
we
people
care as a whole because we want cities to maintain their governance.
Right. And, we're a lot of small cities around here, as you can see. Minnetonka is in our group. Usually, a lot of times, they're not in all the groups that I'm in with these this Minnetonka area mayor stuff. They're in this, which is kind of good, because they're bigger, right? Maybe get a little more clout, but a lot of these little small cities, 3 of them don't even matter because they're not even 1,000. And if you're under 1,000, then it doesn't even matter. There's no guidelines for you. Now, Minnetrista, they have a lot of greenfield. It's really important for them to get it right. This is a very big bill for them. We don't have any greenfield, so
Right.
doesn't matter. We have infills, or we could, tear down and rebuild, whatever, but
So this is addressing the bill that we heard about. I know I heard about it when I wasn't on council, where they were trying to take away our right to control zoning and,
Right.
deciding whether or not we were going to allow something to come into our community or not. Things like, the homeowners would lose their ability to reject the idea of putting an apartment building right next to them in a residential area,
Right.
that kind of thing.
yeah, and a lot of it's even like the ADUs where you'd put, let's say you have a 1/4 acre lot, and then you put a little apartment on the back,
Right.
mother-in-law apartment or whatever.
Mhm.
And with our city, with, Sarah, our planning, and our engineers, I mean, we want to kind of have a little bit of say in that, because in Mound, your front yard is not always your front yard. It might be your backyard or your side yard or someone else's front yard. You're looking right at, on top of there. You just kind of open up the code, and the state just says, you can do this now, everybody.
Well, and this coupled with the Met Council just constantly trying to push density on you. It's
Yeah,
crippling.
scary.
Well, as we went through, was it last year or 2 years ago? We have lots of density already, as well as we have a lot of affordable housing, as it is, in our town.
We're covered.
In our town, we're
We
good.
meet the requirements,
Yeah.
right?
So what I'm hoping for is 10,000 number, because I don't know if we ever, or it's gonna be a long time probably from now until we get that number. That'd be good for our city, again, not our neighbor, but, or 2 neighbors, Orono and Minnetrista. But that'd be good for us if they exempt under 10,000,
Yeah.
then I'm less concerned about it. But that, again, that's one thing. The other 2 things are, so why hire a lobbyist? And me and you, I know we agreed, we don't like lobbyists, we don't want a lobbyist. We're the lobbyists, we should be lobbying our people, right? As well as, we have other elected officials that are in different levels
Right.
up from us, that they should be our lobbyists, right? They should lobby on behalf of ours, because that's where we elected them. Is it a little bit of a switch, in my opinion? Yes, but it's a $7 grand thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not paying 50 grand to go lobby for a what if we get money from the state. 7, it's a lot of money. But with us as a whole, I mean, I'm sorry, but, you know, if we're all on this same page, and then our senator or rep doesn't kind of vote how we're thinking, that's probably not good for them. Right? And if they can get other senators or reps to vote our way that we want, I think this is a good thing. So I think we should do this. This is, again, just a high level, are we interested? I can shoot an email to the group tomorrow. Yes, we're interested. They're going to work on all the details with the rest of the people just like them in the group. And then, again, I don't know if it'll come back as quickly as next meeting, but probably February, the first meeting in February. And we want to get on this because they need to get down there and lobby. So, is there any other questions on this?
Well,
I just want to comment, it's, you know, aside from the lobbyist aspect, like, we don't want to generally always go that route, but I mean, it's just, I mean, probably bears repeating that it's a great way for someone, or a small city like us, to kind of pool resources and get the most, or be the most effective as we can and the most efficient. I mean, there's a point where it becomes time and staff's money and time towards something too, and yeah, it's a no-brainer. I interrupted somebody.
I was going to be along those lines. So
Yeah.
I agree too. I just wanted to mention, you know, we have battled this for a couple of years, and with all the cities doing that, we have been relatively successful because it hasn't passed. But you don't know when that's going to switch. So I'm in total agreement. I'm concerned about all of our cities maintaining control. So I appreciate your
Yeah.
joining the group, and whoever, looks like Orno started it, that's awesome.
Well, Orno's doing the administration. Again, Deep Haven or Greenwood. It's in my email. I didn't bring my computer,
Yeah.
but.
Kent Carlson?
Is it say it on there?
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get whoever did this.
Yeah.
Mayor Carlson?
It's Deep Haven. Honorable Kent Carlson, so the mayor of Deep Haven, kind of led this, and then, yeah. All right, so what's the next step?
I want to test drive our new motion sheet.
Yeah, where's the new motion sheet here?
Here you go. There's a copy of, if you don't have that.
Oh,
So I think our next step is just making the motion, right?
Yes.
If I can find, yeah.
Page 141.
Yeah,
Yeah, page 141, there's, the
Oh,
motion.
no.
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. I'd like to make a motion to direct City Manager Dixon and City Attorney Landsman to negotiate terms for Mound's contribution toward Carnival Burns Lake Minnetonka Area Cities Legislative Representation Proposal.
All right, we got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that passes. All right, and I gotta bring my computer next time. I am so lost.
Are you going to the next one for
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
page 143?
Yeah, 140, okay. So Mound City Council letter to elected officials for 2026. So this one is a letter to the governor, and we're gonna copy Ann Johnson Stewart, our senator, and Andrew Myers, our representative. And if you read the letter, it's, you know, it's a nice letter. It's not mean or disrespectful. It's direct. We have spent a lot of money on our water infrastructure, over $80 million in the last 20 years. And roughly 20 of that's actually water infrastructure in general. Yes, we did get 10.3 million in 2023, was unlocked last year, and then we're starting to spend it now. We were going in for 15 million, or sorry, 30, we were trying to go in for 30 million we were strongly suggested to not do that and to go in for 15 has a better shot of getting it. And so anyway, this letter here kind of represents that and just a commitment to providing clean water for Mound. So I have the official letter, if y'all agree on it. There is a motion on
Yeah.
page 143. And I don't know if you guys want to talk about that first, but.
Well, I want to talk about, we still are facing that 30 million.
Yep.
We haven't really adjusted that because it's been 30 million, but I'm sure it's way more than that now. We should probably be more accurate at what our shortfall is going to be.
So I think in the newsletter, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like 136 is what, or sorry, 36 is roughly?
Well, the initial study from 4 or 5 years ago was around that 36 number. So, I mean, we're not gonna know for sure until we're through the actual plans and specs and actually going out for bid. But I mean, we've been adjusting sort of along the lines of inflation anyway. So we're rounding up to a little over 40, which realistically, if it was catastrophically higher than that, we probably wouldn't do it anyway. So we're working, without having to go spend a whole bunch of money for another feasibility study or something to try to do that, which would cost us quite a bit. We're working off of inflation numbers. The state, whenever we do these capital requests, they build that in, so each year that we go back to the legislature and say, here's our request, they're building in those numbers too, so it's sort of an educated guess that we're a little over 40, but it's based off of the initial feasibility study that was around 35 to 36.
Okay, thank you.
I think we'll be in for a little bit of a surprise when we do that.
Yeah.
But I think, and that wouldn't adjust the amount that we're asking for, right? I mean, we're kind of like, anything more than 15 million was kind of like a non-starter
Yeah. Let's put it politely, yeah.
in similar terms.
When I testified for the first 10 million, right? It was 30. So when I did the speech and Capital Investment Committee, you got 5 minutes to ask for 30 million, right? Literally 2 minutes later, like, well, we might be able to get you 10.
$6 million a minute.
And I'm like, well, why did I ask for 30? But that's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at one.
Well, we're asking
No,
for
I'm
15,
saying this
hoping to
is like
get anything.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but I mean, we're asking for 15 because the instructions are, we need to act like we're acting in good faith and taking our
Mm-hmm.
tax dollars and applying them ourselves, not just asking the state to pay for the entire bill.
Yeah, the thought is if it's 30-ish, we're paying the other half,
Right.
right? And we're gonna match the funds kind of thing. And according to our senator, they said that Senator Pappas, who's the chair of the Capital Investment Committee, said, we're not handing out full deals. If you want to come, we'll 50-50, right? You gotta pay half. Now, our previous things were like, we've already spent, how many millions of dollars over how many years? So that was kind of our rebuttal. But even when I was testifying, some of the questions that the senators or the reps, depending on which time I testified, they did say that. They're like, well, how much did you spend? And so we kind of tried to combat it with the sheet saying, well, we've already, so they didn't ask those questions.
So things like our system was built in the early 60s and we've paid this, and this through the years to maintain it, yeah. Makes
Right.
sense. Fair enough.
So, any other questions on the letter? We're gonna send it via UPS and email. And last year when we did that, I know that they did confirm that they got the letter. So, if there's nothing else, we have a motion on page 143. Someone wants to make a motion?
You can do that. I would like to make a motion to approve draft language for the letter to Governor Walz, Senator Ann Johnson Stewart, and Representative Andrew Myers, and direct staff to send by USPS and email.
All right, got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, that passes. So I have the letter here. Leave it to me, I signed under my name instead of over, but everybody signed under your name.
Okay.
And if you, maybe use the black pen if you got one,
Brought a crayon.
the crayon or whatever. Okay, so there's 9C, we're gonna go 2026 street and utility project feasibility report. Welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Matt Bauman, City Engineer. Second. We'll fully test drive the new computer, or new TV
Yeah,
monitor
look
here.
at
Yeah. All right.
Wait a minute, we need to turn the lights down.
And you've got our real logo there. Thank you for whoever sent it.
Yeah, I got it updated here.
Worked first time, look at
Get,
that.
yeah.
Very nice.
All right, so in October, if you recall, you gave us authorization to complete the feasibility study for the capital improvement plan projects. So 2601 is for street reconstruction and 2602 is for mill and overlay. Back sometime this summer, engineering and public works kind of went around and adjusted the plan a little bit just based on the actual status of the streets. You can see in red on here. That one. Nope. Nope. I think it's this one.
Oh, there's a slide on there. Any better?
Yeah.
So in the red boxes are the streets that were reconstructed in the last round of capital improvement plan, and then the black are streets that, for whatever reason, weren't part of that last 15-year process. So all the ones in the black boxes are slated for reconstruction. The red, depending on the status of it, there'd be mill and overlay or reconstruction. And so here, kind of laid out a little bit better. Blue is going to be mill and overlay, and then yellow are the reconstructed streets. And hopefully you can see those well enough in the colors here.
Yep.
And then
So
I'll go through some of them in a little bit more detail.
Sorry, I was gonna say that's it for 2026.
That is it, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is so these are a combination of streets that were redone in 2004 or 2005 initially. So we shuffled them around a little bit to try to group some of them better, but those initial projects were pretty scattered as well. And then bring everybody's favorite chart back up here just to kind of rehash that. So this is generally a 60-year process for pavement management. The blues kind of reset at 20 years, and is signifying your mill and overlay process. And then you get here, that's where you get into the point where you'd want to do a reconstruction. So the evaluation is generally based on condition of the street, if the water main needs work, we'll evaluate the curb kind of on an as-needed basis, and then if there's any other minor utility improvements or stormwater improvements. Stormwater improvements usually are more related to if we do a full reconstruction, then the watershed is going to ask for some additional work there for like rain garden, filtration basin type improvements. And so there's two main areas where we're going to be doing water main. This area in Dutch Lake neighborhood experienced, I got another picture later, but there's been 5 breaks here within the last couple of years. So this is one that we needed to move up, even though the street itself does not look like it's in bad shape. We're at the point now where we needed some work, so we shifted it to a reconstruction. And then the other 2 streets are in the downtown area, so Old Shoreline Drive and Marion Lane have some of the oldest water mains in town, and they're ready for work as well. I got pictures, a little bit better pictures of their status in current condition. And so-
Matt, while we're on this page, we keep getting the complaints from the same 2 or 3 residents regarding the area between, is it kind of the OLL area, kind of by, and then going down that street, there's still some problems. And I think, Jesse, when I last sent it to you, you were gonna try to tackle that with the 2026, and that's right on Commerce, in between, I think, the OLL parking lot and then Byers, that area.
Oh, like the road in between the
Yeah,
two?
like when you turn in, it's just still, the sidewalk area is still really bad.
We're talking about the driveway entrance?
Yeah.
Across there? Yeah, so we're gonna, between either this project or the county's got their own project to redo that trail crossing right by there. Am I in the right
It
spot?
is right by there.
Yeah,
It's just south of there.
yeah, so within one of these, we'll get that picked up.
That's great, because
Yep.
the complaint has always been they did everything around it except for that little,
That one
100
access.
feet
Yeah.
area. So
Okay.
I know we keep asking you about it, but I just bring it up so those listening can understand it has not been
I
forgotten.
don't know if you can see. yeah,
It's
right.
like
Across
the
the street
area
from
right
there.
across from the
Yeah.
Artesa entrance, kinda.
Yeah.
So you can see right at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Almost,
Right.
yeah.
Bottom left, like very, very bottom left.
Okay,
Oh, I hear.
That's it.
Yep.
okay, I'll make a note of that, and we can find a way to get that addressed with the project here.
Is that another one of those scenarios where like the
Joe.
road and like those parking spots are that's all city? Like they don't belong to the building that's right there?
So, this is all city property here on, what we're calling Marion Lane, yes.
Sorry,
Um,
On the other side.
on the other side. Like
Over
the same
here?
same kind of thing with Marion Lane, like those parking spots are, kind of the city's responsibility. The parking spots that are, in that same road that Councilmember McEnany was just talking about, is that all our responsibility?
Is
I-
that in front of Paula Larson's building?
No, I'm
No, we're
talking about the
talking
one right
about
outside of
Dr.
the
Byers.
chiropractor.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah.
Byers.
Yeah,
Right, the slant.
the
slanted
road
parking.
and the parking spots.
Yeah, I
You can
can-
see it a little bit there, but
Yeah.
on the bottom left.
How about, I'll get through this, and then I'll pull up the GIS,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
can check it real quick.
Cool.
So, And just remind me if I forget, once we get towards the end.
All right.
All right, so here,
So we're not doing new curbs or anything, just,
no, and just because everything that's in the plan this year is we're gonna put it back pretty much how it is,
Yeah.
but new. And so this area, because it may change, I'm not sure if anything's in the hopper for that or not. We're gonna make sure we renew the pavement. We need to dig it all up because we gotta do the water main there, so.
Yeah.
But it'll be brand new pavement when we're done, and then, maybe some tweaks up by the,
The road in next to it.
leading up to the building, but that'll generally be it for that area. And then Old Shoreline,
When-
there's a concrete road buried underneath the asphalt pavement there, if you didn't know that. So that'll make the reconstruction a little bit more costly, but it'll generally look the same when we're done, but new and refreshed.
I know this is very premature, but that Old Shoreline, when are we targeting for, I know we haven't even accepted the bid, but just when,
Oh, like time.
summer, fall,
Yeah,
spring?
I'll get to
This is Marion
the,
Lane.
at the end of this is their kind
This
of
is Old Shoreline?
anticipated timeline.
Okay,
These two roads, because they butt up to what we're doing with the water main project, are gonna have to flex around that a little bit, but this year is the plan.
yeah. I guess I'm thinking like with summer and the ice cream shop and farmer's market,
Mhm.
Spirit of Lakes, if we can, I know Jesse, we'll try to plan around that, but,
Post Labor Day, maybe.
yeah, well, or either get it done right away,
Yes, what,
make it look
Do
better.
it first.
think-
Yeah,
Once the
go,
weather breaks, we can start, right?
yeah.
I don't know much about that.
And then, again, this is another, are we combining the repavement of the farmer's market with this, or is this that's a different deal?
that parking lot, we're still suggesting that wait until we finish all the phases of Lost Lake Commons Park.
Okay.
There's staging stuff there, right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, that's right, staging.
staging, and if there's a phase 2.5, and then if there's any other decisions on a structure, would be, at some point, then we'd make that decision when to redo that pavement.
Okay. All right. go ahead.
And yeah, just as far as staging here, we'd want to do Marion Lane and Old Shoreline, alternate them so that there's still one access into the farmer's market space there as much as we can. There'll be a couple of times where it'll be out of commission for a little bit, but not, try to keep that from happening on the weekends.
I guess I'm curious, and Kathy was trying to explain it to me, but, so this is, Marion Lane is really a parking lot, and then, I mean, does that need to be a road there, or could,
It is a road.
It's a road.
It's always
Yes.
been a road, yeah.
That's all new too, the curbing and like along Artesa and all that.
Well,
Yeah, this
Yeah,
isn't
that's
in here
already-
for.
What's this?
Well, this is across from OLL.
yeah,
That's also some parking spots before you get into Artesa, the lower
Okay.
part of Artesa.
I'm just thinking long-term strategy, is it ever really used as a road, or should we be
Well, this is
directing
how-
traffic out through that main thing that's going in and out to Artesa?
Well, this is how you access to get around.
People do go on there.
Yeah, I use that all the time for
Yeah.
turning around.
Okay. I mean, I think we should fix that area, but I'm just questioning, does it need to be a road or that we maintain long-term?
It's got a water main under it.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, I'll keep moving here. Just some more pictures of the status of the streets I mentioned already. So Diamond Lane, part of that Dutch Lake area, so you can see the two of the more recent water main breaks showing up in there. But again, the street itself doesn't look in terrible condition, but if we wait, we're just gonna get more breaks, and every break it gets that much more costly. Kildare Road is one of the black roads that was left, hasn't been touched in about 30 years, so you can, back to that graph, this is where it's really dropped off, and this is from Google Street View, it's about 2 years old, and it's in much worse condition now. And then, so Highview Lane here is one where you can see all the cracking, the road starting to get beat up here. The curb's generally in good condition, but this is another one we'll reconstruct between the curb lines and then just correct the curb a little bit here and there where it's not draining. Glenwood Boulevard is the alley off of one of the S curves off of the 90-degree S curve of Linwood. It was one of the city's alleyways that hasn't been touched, again, since we don't know when. And then Baywood Shores Drive, I put this one in here. This is a mill and overlay candidate. This was one that initially had been in the reconstruct category, but driving through it's obviously in much better shape, so we're gonna shift gears there and just do the 1.5-inch correction. All right, so then we got the total estimated cost. Construction, we're estimating about 2.6 million, 25% indirect costs, and then a total estimated project cost of 3.2. I think in the CIP, it's broken into many different sections. The CIP had about 2.9. We'll come back to you again when we're ready for final approval for bids with a better number.
Yeah.
With more dialed in numbers. And then I mentioned in the letter that there's also Met Council grants out there to offset some of the sanitary sewer improvement costs and stuff like that. So
do you apply for those on our behalf?
yes, we do.
Yeah,
And
I get all those.
we pretty much
emails,
always
too,
get them, yeah.
and
They have limits and different percentages that they give out, but yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And with that, so then our proposed schedule, receive the study and authorize final design tonight. April, we're projecting to authorize advertisement for bids, open and award in May, construction over the summer, substantial completion in the fall, and then the following May, we'd be wrapping up any final punch list items, turf and irrigation, things like that, to close out the project. And there are, as you guys alluded to, there's, especially us being all around town and working around the other city and even the Minnetrista project, we'll have some coordination, some phasing to figure out yet, but all things that we can manage. So yeah, next steps would be, you have a resolution to accept, study, and authorize final design for the project, and if you want to, I can quickly go to that other.
Page 148.
Oh, no, that's not it. 146. I can read that. Motion to pass City Council Item 9C, approving Resolution 2610, receiving report and authorizing preparation of plans and specs and advertisement for bids for the 2026 street and utility improvement projects, PW 2601 and PW 2602.
I got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I
Okay.
ask him a question real quick?
Yeah.
Actually, this might be more Jesse. I know that we had a request from the American Legion for that little road that's kind of a weird road running between Wilshire and Cypress Lane. Did
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
go look at that, or did we?
I don't even need to. I can just remember how bad it is. I know what you're talking about. I forgot we mentioned.
I mean, where does that fit in the scope of our long-term plan? And
It's probably not on it.
I
That's-
can speak to it a little, because we've discussed it at the staff level, and I think that that's potentially a policy decision that needs to be made, because that, from what we can tell, that sort of falls in line with many of our other unimproved right-of-ways, or rights-of-way, rather.
Okay.
It's certainly being used to access parking lots that are being maintained and managed by the couple businesses there, but we don't have any record of the city having maintained it previously, so it gets into the conversation of, if we want to, that once we do it, we've sort of adopted it. I don't know that the city necessarily has to. There's also the possibility that we work with the property owners to, if we're going to do it, maybe they want to do their parking lots at the same time or something, because we could just as easily go through, redo it, and then sort of mess up whatever they've got going on. And Matt can probably speak to a little bit. If you recall too, we were talking about, if we do go through to do it, we may be improving it, and if we have to improve it, we may have to meet certain, whether it's ADA or stormwater requirements. So it's been talked about, at least at a staff level, but I think that we maybe need to make either just a one-off decision on if this is something we want to get into for the benefit of several property owners, maybe in conjunction with them, or an overall sort of approach to how we handle some of these other rights-of-ways that certainly exist on the Hennepin County GIS and appear to be city rights-of-ways,
Okay.
but maybe not within something that we're trying to take on. So it's sort of a long-winded answer, but I don't know that we have a great grasp of what the city's plans should be.
So it's
my
also
unders-
not
yeah.
as easy as just finding out how much it would cost, because it could be like a cost share, or like,
I think in a perfect world, if you were doing it, you sort of do it all at the same time, because it's several different parking lots that would all be getting disturbed by work we're doing in between them.
Yeah, the city right-of-way kind of cuts through, and then there's several, every lot is owned by a different entity. I'm trying to pull it up here, and I'll share it in
I
a
guess
second.
what I'm curious about too is, my understanding from the Legion person that I spoke with, that area from, what is it? Sorry, Wilshire down to the Dominoes, when they remodeled the Dominoes, the city, I believe, the city repaved that. Maybe they didn't. Maybe Dominoes paid to have it done. I don't know. But,
Yeah,
I mean, so now we've got part of it completed and the rest of it is in shambles. And I agree with you, the parking lot that is owned by the Legion is in okay shape, but I know they gotta do some repairs, but the other parking lot too will need to be addressed.
I'd like to
and-
see who owns what parts, like
Yeah.
what Matt's doing, but, yeah, long-term, I mean, it would be good. It's like right in
they
downtown to
do
have
so
that looking
much-
better.
Yeah, they do so much for the citizens and supporting the community that, and this does look bad.
It does, and if we want the businesses to upkeep their end, we should,
We should support that as best we
Help.
can, and this is a situation where,
yeah,
So-
there it is.
So the one to the left of 5309, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's owned
that's
by,
across the street.
That's a Balboa, I
the
believe.
Balboa owns
Yeah.
that.
Correct.
So we
So
own
it's
the
that-
road, so that's the worst.
There we go.
Right.
But it's the
that's-
road in the
I
middle.
say the Legion did something.
Huh?
It's
The
that-
road
it's
in
that
the middle is
open in
what
the
we
middle,
own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you put lipstick on there, and it's still gonna look pretty crappy on the
Mhm.
other part.
Yeah, because that other parking lot is horrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's
See, and
Balboa.
it was repaired down to roughly the line of 5309. See, from Wilshire over.
I mean, it needs to be like striped and everything. It's just horrible. The parking lot,
Yeah.
So, and we pulled what property files we could. About 10 feet of this access is actually fully on the Legion's property there. And so what would be left within the city's right of way is not a heck of a lot it's not very wide, what's left there. And I think there's a 20-foot wide right of way. Really, the only thing that's in here right now, there's utility poles going down the right of way, but no other city utilities in that space. And then, yeah, talking Public Works didn't have any record. They've never maintained anything in there. They've never done any plowing or anything like that, so.
I suppose if we finish it, does that change that? You know?
Well, just broadly, you're sort of adopting it, so to
Yeah.
speak. I mean, it's, like I said, it's sort of a policy decision. I mean, I would suggest that if it's something that the council wants to explore, we'd probably just try to get each of the property owners in a room at the same time and talk about what the plans are. I mean, because the other option could be that we vacate it and give it to the property owners. I mean, if they're maintaining it and using it as parking spaces and we're not intending to, it's not, I mean,
It's not a
realistically,
road.
it's not gonna become
I
a
like that
road. It's
better.
not wide enough without taking their property, so if it's something that they wanted to privatize and we don't care, we could get rid of it in a pretty easy way, especially if there's nothing underneath it, because that's usually, like with the conversation just a few minutes ago, you know, when there's a water main underneath it, we can't get rid of it. In this case, maybe it's an opportunity for that too, but that ultimately will be a decision that the council would have to make as well.
Can't remember, there might be gas within there, so, no, nothing. So it looks like it's just electric.
Yeah, there's like some telephone pole right there.
So, I don't, if there's any action on that, I just wanted to
No.
follow up on the
I think
questions.
Are we good?
Yeah, we wanted to look at that one other spot. You
Oh,
said to
I
remind
can
you
jump over
of,
there, yep.
right next to, between OLL and the chiropractor. If it was the, you know, I think the nameless road, I thought it started with a J or something. It was like Juniper or something, but, yeah, it is the parking spots, kind of.
It's, yeah,
So, Northern Heritage Properties,
they own the whole road.
they own that space and,
Right, but there's an
But it's
agreement
the
between the.
sidewalk.
From behind the sidewalk.
yep.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's
the
not
city
the
worked
road
with
that's
the,
bad, it's the
with these other
sidewalk part.
businesses.
Yeah, it never got
Fixed.
fixed when we were fixing everything around it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an
Nobody
agreement
figured out why they
for,
left
for all of
that.
these lots that were redone. That was all cost shared.
On the
It was
backside.
back in 2020 or 21, something like that.
I'm sorry, it was
more
what?
like 20
There,
20
when these parking lots were all redone, there was a cost share and agreement with all those
Cost share,
business
okay.
owners. And there's been I think there's been kind of an ongoing agreement for maintenance back there for snow plowing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
All right, number 10, comments and reports from Councilmember McEnany.
I'm just gonna bring up, and this is based on our meeting from last night, that we should be a little more forthright with our previous meetings, and I just had a planning meeting, since we all got to see the original concept presentation for the Halsted Bay. We had 2 meetings on that, and the last meeting, last Tuesday, we did move that forward. They were really great at looking at our concerns and answering the concerns from the meeting in late November. Then they came back in December, December, they took all of our concerns, presented those again in last week, and they addressed all of them, so everybody gave it a thumbs up to move forward. And I know the Minnetrista side is already mostly ready to go too, so short of them doing a little bit of LMCD work for that one dock they want to put down, it might, after all these years, actually happen down there. And it looks really nice.
Yes.
And if any of the audience wants to look at this on our website under the North Point, it's the very bottom groupings that are the newest renderings that they addressed our concerns. And it's really nice looking, so. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you, since this is such a quick meeting, in December, I had asked Pauline to meet with us to give us the second round of the pole banner designs. And they were having some health issues. So I contacted her right after Christmas, just recently, and I asked her if she could come to this meeting, but because of all this new everything, it was too late to get on the agenda. So she sent me round 2, and she thought it would be a good time for us, if we wanted to look at them, to make feedback. So if she needs to redo anything or edit anything, she can come to the 27th. But if we all sort of like it, she can get rolling.
Sweet.
And Jesse's, I sent him the PDF, so he's gonna pull them up, and I'll kind of explain. So, the first grouping, there's 3 rows, and these are all black graphics on the background colors. And then we're also looking at where we wanna have the fonts. This one, Mound is on top. Jesse, if you go to the next row, Mound is on the side. And this is just, next row is just showing Mound in a serif font. And then if you go to the next page, these are the graphics in blue on the colors. So just wanted to give you a chance to make a decision what looks best. If you go to the very last page, the farmer's market graphic was difficult to identify. Remember, you're going to be going 30 miles an hour. Most of the other graphics are easily readable, but this one, it's the second one that Pauline provided, and she didn't have time to pull some new ones, so I just pulled some new ones in those other 3 to see, so we can all understand that we can make that readable.
Yeah.
Because I like the farmer's market lean. So if you want to look at these a little bit up on top and see if you guys have any feedback, I can send on to Pauline. Or
Right
if you
now?
think we're getting close,
I like just the first with the mound across the top and that
the
font, I
top,
guess.
the top one.
Yeah, I don't care about the black or the blue.
Well, I think
ink.
kind of black reads a little better
Yeah.
if you're going fast.
But I like mound across the top and
Yeah.
not sideways, just because, like you said, you're driving by and,
So you like the Mound logo on top?
yeah, I've never been a big fan of like like off of 110, it's like the Balsam Hill
Okay.
sign, like it's,
Okay.
I think right like that, I think that is better, just
Okay.
easier. But yeah, they look great.
Yeah, I kind of think she's pretty damn
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Jason,
I
or
could
Mayor?
go either way, but I like Mound up and down.
I'm a
Sorry.
big believer in the Mound up and down.
The second one, go down a little, Jesse.
Yeah.
That-
They're both
I
great.
like that
I
one.
like that one
I love
too.
that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Both
and
fine. I
can
like the
we
top.
I could go either way.
Ask her
I
to
won't lose sleep.
simplify the bike and the boat graphic, like take out some of the waves, so it's not as busy. You know what I mean?
Say that again.
Well, I don't know.
Graphically,
Yeah,
I mean-
she can easily do that, but I think you're gonna lose a
The
little bit
boat's
of
probably
the.
okay, but the bike just seems a little bit too many lines, like it's too busy.
Well, it kind
Simplify.
of grounds it a little bit.
Okay.
It might look kind of like it's floating if you don't have some shadow
No,
effect.
well, yeah, but like the spokes are a little busy and the pedally parts.
So you'd like to see the bike graphic tightened up?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry,
yeah,
not sure about the terminology.
yeah.
I would
And
s-
then, on the boat, personally,
know
I
if
wouldn't
you
lose
could.
the waves, because that kind of gives us our
Yeah,
lake
a little bit of motion too.
and
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
nod to
you're
the
right.
lakes.
I did like the farmer's market graphic. I don't know how you would use that, because this says fall to me, not farmer's market.
Right, so if you go down to the very last one, Jesse, sorry. These are just some other one. See, I think that second one, there's not enough contrast in it. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
So,
The other one says.
The one on the
fall.
far right,
yeah,
I like.
yeah, I like that too. I tried to pull our farmer's market logo.
Yeah.
And put it there just to give a little bit of a nod of recognition.
So you could use that farmer's market.
Yeah.
and
And run a mound down the sun,
Go back up to
take the
the,
barrel out, and I don't know how much you can do with them, maybe stop graphics. or-
Well, no, I can.
yeah, the
I
one,
can take-
I agree with Councilmember Herrick, that looks kind of pumpkin-y.
Yep,
But yeah, if you use that other thing, and then, I mean, the fireworks make sense. It's Frito Lakes.
well, she's nodding to our requests.
Yeah, this is great.
Trails,
Yeah.
our events, our lakes, and then farmer's market.
Perfect,
So
yeah.
I think they look really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have her pull the fireworks down a little bit.
Yep.
Just some easy
Just the
edits, but
graphic part,
yeah,
yeah.
this needs to be seen a little bit more. And I like that on ours, unlike the Spring Lake Park, she's giving us a third for the business logos, which I think is going to help businesses sell, because it's going to be an expense for them, and I want to see my logo. I want advertising.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think that'll look nice. Okay, so you feel comfortable with this? And then we'll talk to her about simplifying the bike graphic. And then we'll add the actual farmer's market tent. And then you want does everybody agree on wanting, except Kevin, at this point? How do you feel
I
about
like it down the side. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay. And then we'll make sure that the farmer's market tent looks good with that down the side, and we don't lose too
Yeah,
much information.
Yep.
Okay, well, you know what, I want to do this, thank you for giving us the time, because now she can get rolling and
Yeah,
start
it looks
selling.
amazing.
Yeah, thanks for
Good job.
setting it
Yeah,
up.
for doing it.
yeah, it'll be really fun to, hopefully the businesses, you know, are attentive to it and want to do it. It'll look nice as we drive into Mound.
Yeah. And assuming she comes back, we approve it next meeting. What,
Yeah.
a couple months and they're up?
Can we?
Well, I don't know about a couple months. Again,
Takes,
you have to understand that setting up this sales program.
oh, you gotta say, yeah, you gotta sell.
That's why I wanted it in December.
It
so
might be
she-
6 months or something.
It might be 6 months.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and Public Works needs to be noted so that they
Well,
can.
we've already all
Have you
met
talked
with
to them
Ryan.
with
I've given him all the,
poll things?
I've
Yeah.
given him all the poll numbers. I drove around with Ryan in November to get all those, so
Okay.
we've already got them hooked up together. So if you feel good about this, she can roll with it.
Let's roll. Yeah.
So it's approved based on the,
Well, we gotta do official approval, right? At the next
Right.
meeting?
Later.
I mean, I think, yeah, that the next meeting would be more
Okay.
important. I think we're giving her the,
We're giving her
all
the
needs some
directional
direction.
approval, but
Yeah.
yes, we need to
but,
officially
but
vote
because
on it.
we don't really have any other part than approving graphics. Does it need to be approved?
I mean,
Attorney?
I mean, we don't have anything to do with it other than we're helping initiate.
But we're approving,
But you,
As a city.
as a council,
Oh,
are
are approving
approving
that.
the design,
And,
and so it should be at least, it sounds like it should be an official agenda item with at least an oral motion.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And can she go ahead and start rolling with this then, even though we haven't done an official approval then?
I mean, I think we all kind of are on the same page, but to officialize it next meeting, we can do an agenda item, you can give us the final graphics, we'll say you approved, but yeah, behind the scenes,
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that,
I
but,
mean, there's always a risk.
yeah, what if?
Anybody can start ahead of time, there's always a risk that if the council comes back and doesn't approve it,
Right.
Okay, yeah.
that it's at her risk.
Jesse, can we also check in with Ryan about the flags? I know we had to hustle to get a few extras last time, and there were some that were damaged and the weather tears them up and so on and so forth.
I just saw
Just so he can
Spring
prep
Park
work.
taking theirs down.
Who did?
Today,
On the way to
yesterday,
work.
today.
Did you see that? Yeah, they're taking theirs down today.
And
Christmas
ours came
stuff?
down.
The Christmas?
No, American flags.
Oh.
They're taking them
Oh, I
down.
thought they were doing I saw them taking down the wreaths today. Maybe they're doing.
Yeah, I saw flags coming down, I don't know.
Where?
I just meant we have to prep for it, because it was a slight expenditure last year.
I just saw like one or two coming down on the way to work.
Maybe they're switching them out.
Maybe they were, I don't
Because they
know.
get beat
Maybe they
up in
just
the
looked at them
winter.
and then put them back up.
The wind.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's on Ryan's radar, but I just want to make sure that we are planning for that. And I'm assuming we want to put those up, what? May?
Soon.
May?
Yeah, spring.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. Councilmember?
I don't have much, but I just wanted to give kudos to Layla for this motion sheet and the agenda.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Once we figure out how to use it, it's gonna be amazing.
I just have one question, but I mean, it's like having the separate motion sheet is great.
It is.
And like the different order of, I mean, everything on the agenda is awesome. If we were, like on number 4, when we do public comment, if we don't have, like it doesn't state, 3 minutes per person like it used to, whatever,
Well,
should we just say
I'm
that?
supposed to say it on here, aren't
Is that all we have to do is just say it?
she gave it to me before the meeting, I was like, I'm supposed to say something.
Okay.
I'm supposed to say it 3 minutes.
And that's fine, I'm just thinking like if I was, preparing to come to the council meeting and talk, I might want to know that ahead of time,
I agree.
Yeah.
I looked at
Yeah.
that.
you know? But, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mayor, members of the council, typically it's not something that would go on the agenda, so we could create something separately for when people sign in, that they know that by signing in, and sometimes that comes on those sign-in forms.
Okay.
But typically the mayor would read that, he can kind of read the room and see like something like tonight where there's not
Yeah.
really anyone who's
Yeah.
probably speaking on public comment, but if you have a packed house, it's probably good you'd likely reiterate that anyways to folks, but we can add something out at the check-in dais about the time limit.
I guess to be fair, I mean, it was on there before and people still didn't read it,
Yeah.
so. I was just curious.
Yeah.
But thank you for redoing it. They both are great.
Yeah, Mayor and members of the council, we haven't talked about this publicly yet. This is the first time with these new agenda formats and the motion structure, but the goal is really, one, to increase the city's branding, making sure things that come to you have new and updated branding, but then also just making it easier for people to follow along. We had kind of an inconsistent structure for how we did agendas, kind of item by item, and so really working to smooth that out, make it easy, make it from every meeting, that, you know, whether it's a meeting in January or a meeting in October, they all look the same. One thing you'll notice is that cover memo that came with most of the items, that's new as well, to help you understand, you know, what's really being asked of you and making that consistent from staff item to staff item.
Are you going to, Layla, be making the agendas across the board for commissions look the same too? Because that would be really helpful. That's never been the case.
Yeah, Mayor, members of the council, we are going to update all agendas will follow this exact format.
And you'll add page numbers for all the agendas.
Yeah, Mayor, council member, I guess I'd love to know if it's fine, I'll probably do just a page number separate, just so that it's, I think it ends up looking a little bit cluttered when we add the page numbers to the agenda. But I would take your direction.
I'm just happy they'll all look the same. I mean, they're like different
Yeah, I know.
fonts and like.
But I don't see why, I think page numbers, for anybody trying to read the agenda, it's impossible to navigate through it without a page number to direct you what you're looking for.
Sure.
Well, it might be just moving the margin over so that the numbers are separate.
Well, it's
from
what
the
we used to
verbiage.
have.
Well,
I mean, we've always
Jesse just
had
threw this
page
together
numbers.
for tonight, because I knew
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
page numbers was gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
I talked to
So I
Kelly.
say, talk to me before there's meetings.
Yeah.
Yes, I would do this again.
But I love that
Do
you
the page
took it
numbers.
from the moving consistently throughout the year with page numbers to just numbering them one through every.
Yeah, versus
That helps a lot. That's
2,900.
much easier.
Good, I'm glad. I think it's much easier to follow from the public, because otherwise you might think, where did the other 800 pages
I know.
before this go? Yes, we can update that and we'll get that cleaned up, so that they're maybe more even on the margin on the right side.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Councilmember Herrick?
Let's see, we met with the, police.
I didn't make it.
Oh, darn, you weren't there,
Yeah,
were you?
so you better
Forgot.
tell me what happened.
Jesse and I did it, how
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
It was a pretty, I mean, I don't, Jesse can concur, but I didn't really do anything that was extraordinary out of it. I know that you guys are making some progress on the motorized bike issue. So that's all good news. We did discuss, I don't know if you noticed, but there were some people out on those bikes on Lake Langdon before it was totally frozen. And I did ask about that. That is Hennepin County, so if we see that occur again, we need to contact Hennepin County, not the Orono Police to deal with that, especially if one of them happens to go into the water. So anyhow, they're working on that, as I just mentioned, and you know, they're continuing to give us totals and everything on issues that have occurred. And of course, they notified us of, which we just heard, the new people that are coming on board. Other than that, wasn't really anything new about that. To address the ICE issue, which is the emails that you and I got, they are not supporting ICE efforts, in other words, to address immigration. However, they will be on site if that occurs to protect the public's property and the public itself against any kind of violence that should occur during a protest.
Thank you.
And I guess last night when we were here, we were talking, I just really want to ask, so for this annual meeting that we're going to do in April for the city, I know we discussed doing it with the fire. I can work with Jesse or Layla, which one of you want to work with me on that to get that going, because we
Sure.
only have a couple months.
Yeah, you can work with me.
With you?
Sure.
Okay. And then, I need to find out, you probably know who the contacts are and everything with the fire department and the auxiliary.
Yeah, and if I don't, I know who to ask.
You know where to find out?
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking, because if we're gonna do a cash bar or something, we're also gonna need to pull a permit and everything else, and we'll have to get that on the agenda.
Yep.
So, and then if anybody else has any ideas or things for festivals, events that we can get scheduled into Lost Lake Commons, we mentioned several things during our meeting. Maybe taking a look at dog days, yoga in the park, Night to Unite. We're still looking for something maybe to try to do in the spring. And then I guess we've had some discussions with someone concerning the Brew Fest. We just need to get a little bit more information about that. And then continuing with our tree lighting ceremony in December. So if anyone has any other ideas on that, coming from the community or whatever, if they'll reach out to me or Jesse or Layla, we can get started on that.
Is that it? All right. So we were here for 4 hours yesterday, sitting right out here. We're going through our priorities list, so if you've been around or seen our meetings in the past, the last 3 years since I've been mayor anyway, we've been going through what is our priorities for the year. And we kind of have a list that we kind of go off of, and then we give it to Jesse to kind of work with staff to hopefully accomplish our priorities list if we can. And we did a pretty good job, I think, last year. I think we did a mid-year review on the list just to see where we were at. Did pretty good, and last night, we kind of went through the list, and we joggled some from 2025 to 2026 that we're still working on, that we're just in progress, and then we added a whole bunch of new ones. So at our next meeting, that'll be live to the public. Jesse's going to work, kind of clean up the list, and we'll adopt our priorities list of, again, kind of what we're trying to do. Obviously, that's not the whole list of what we're trying to do in general. There's a lot of other things that happen, but this is just kind of a priorities list that we're working on. Back to the motorized bikes, this is from the senator now. Actually, it was in the same meeting that we talked about this, that they're working on a state bill, which is a good thing, because that's what we wanted. We kind of got sick of talking to our police chief, and he's like, well, South Lake does it this way, and Orono Police does it this way, and then it's Dakota Trail, and, let's have a state thing. So if you're on one of those, electric motorcycles that go 80 miles an hour, you're probably not gonna be able to do it. Not on our trail anyway. But we'll see, whatever the state passes. Now, they're meeting with, pro bike people and, cops and, public safety officials and people like us. So it sounds like there's probably something reasonable that's gonna happen out of there, a positive thing, so that's good. And then fire update, we're still working on getting through our pension with Mound and St. Bonnie, and see if we can reconcile the two to continue this joint powers effort. We'll see how that works out. If we get through that, then there's the budget of the JPA, if that works out too, and then going live. So, and then of course all that will come back to you, to council before we ever, make a final vote. So if anybody has any input or want more updates on that, please reach out or reach out to Jesse as well. Yeah, you said our annual meeting, TBD.
Right.
April 22nd, 5 to 7-ish. We don't know exactly, but not set in stone yet, but we're gonna kind of officialize that probably in the next meeting or two. So more to come on that. So
Right.
if you want to kind of save the date, go ahead, and then we'll hopefully more to come on that. I think that's all I have. I wrote down microphone. Why did I write down microphone?
Need a new one?
Oh, we need a microphone for the event. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Because our microphones are always crap.
Oh, you mean when you're up standing at the
Yeah.
podium?
Yeah.
It's a
remember we-
podium and a microphone.
Yeah.
We need a microphone, a better microphone.
Microphone,
taken.
not megaphone?
The one at the fire station is not good. It kept cutting out, and it was embarrassing. And then remember, we had the one at remember we did the recognition event at Surfside?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? It was
Yeah,
not great
it
there
wasn't.
either. So, we got a brand new TV.
It
So
looks,
that's good.
it's wonderful. Now that you got it operating, it's fantastic.
Yes, thank you for whoever was all involved in that.
Yeah.
And this is so much better than that projector in the back, so.
Yeah, way better.
We're keeping it there just for
Yeah. Next 20 years.
shame or something.
Next council meeting is Tuesday, January 27th at 6. Next, we're going to have a concurrent City Council and Planning Commission workshop at 6. probably sitting out here. Jesse, or anybody at the city have any reports?
I'm just gonna mention, you may have all received an email from the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District. They're kicking off their 2027 plan on the 27th, so, at the Minnetown Community Center, there's a kickoff meeting at 9:30 to 11:30 a.m., then there's an evening one, which we'll of course be here for. So I would only ask that if, for some reason, a multitude of you are planning to attend, to let us know. We'll notice it to the public. I'm not
I
sure.
have signed up.
Okay, so we'll probably notice just because,
I'm
because I
doing the
think,
morning.
I think some planning members may be going too. The other one is that last time Matt was here, I think, we talked about trying to do something for the public for the water plant Phase 2 infrastructure that's gonna be underneath 110 Commerce. So that, as of today, is set for February 26th at the Gillespie Center from 3 to 7. So we're gonna circulate that for the business owners and the residents that are gonna be affected by that. Trying to sort of capture the daytime business crowd by starting a little bit earlier and staying there just a little bit later for those that can't make it. So we're gonna try to sort of flood the zone with information this winter so that when the summer comes and we're disruptive with that work, that they're all sort of aware of what's going on. But that'll be that's a Thursday, the 26th. If you want to come, obviously we'll notice it for that as well if you'd like to see, and we'll be well represented too by staff.
That's really thoughtful to do for the businesses, because that's gonna be a mess over there.
And we'll put in the newsletter
So
too.
that's- yeah, that's
So
great.
it'll hit every house.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
we'll add to that, so.
Mayor, you mentioned we have a workshop at 5 on the 27th,
Okay.
right? Before our next council meeting.
Yes, we will. It'll likely be, yeah,
Okay.
we'll notice that too.
5 o'clock on the 26th,
27th,
27th.
I have 26. Is it the 27th?
Tuesday the 27th.
I have
So our next-
Thursday, the 26th.
Our next council meeting, the 27th, the Tuesday.
Which, to clarify, is the same day as State of the Waters, or the planning thing?
Right, so we would
Day of the
probably
water.
do one more.
That's
You're
it.
talking about
Sorry,
January
the-
27th.
January 27th.
Workshop at
I
5.
already
Yep,
signed up.
okay.
So
I
he
just
wasn't
wanted to
up for it
confirm.
yet, but I was planning
Well, I'm
on.
glad you said that, because I didn't have it on here. Does everybody have that?
Say
What?
again?
We're doing a workshop before our next meeting
Yeah,
at 5 o'clock.
yes.
What- And that's planning, right?
It's planning.
No,
It's not?
What-
It was planning.
What's the workshop for? Pardon me. There's so many workshops coming
I
up.
know.
There are.
what was this one for?
Planning
I don't
commission.
remember.
That one's gonna be likely,
That's the
that will be
14th.
commission interviews likely again. And then, yeah, sorry, there's a lot of 7s on our upcoming dates here, but, so January 27th will be our next meeting. We'll have a workshop before that.
And what's the
7
workshop for?
That will be a commission interview workshop, similar to what we did with the planning.
For docs? Okay, thank you.
And then February 17th is the concurrent meeting with planning, and then February 26th, which is the Thursday, is the open house. And I
Oh.
believe our next regular meeting in February is the 12th.
Could
or
you
the
send
10th,
us out a little?
I will be.
Send us all those
I would,
Meeting calendar?
the more, the
Because there's a
longer I
lot
talk, the
coming
more I'm
up.
realizing we need I will send something out, yes.
Thank you.
And then in April.
Can you start using the meeting request on Teams?
All right, is that it, Jess?
That's all I got.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
All right, can I get a second to adjourn?
Second to adjourn, yes.
All right, motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, we're adjourned.